Hey guys, Eric Sargent, General Manager at Ed Martin Toyota in Noblesville, Indiana, and today we're going to show off a highly accessorized 4th generation 2025 Toyota Tacoma TRD Off Road. Let's get started. Today we're going to show off a 4th generation 2025 TRD Off Road Tacoma I-Force Max. We built this truck with a ton of Toyota genuine accessories and associated accessories for the showroom so that you can come in and touch and feel all these accessories that typically you would want to look at in a catalog or in a website. A lot of different advantages to actually ordering them through the dealer is we can have it installed either at the factory or we can do it here at the dealership by actual Toyota technicians or factory workers. So we have a lot of accessories that we've added to this vehicle for that reason alone, but also for the reason that you can finance the vehicle in your lease or in your financing agreement through TFS. You have the ability to have the special interest rates and just add it to the payment if you choose to go that route. But this truck was built specifically so that you can touch and feel lots of different accessories that you typically don't see on a day-to-day basis. So we're going to highlight each one of those as we kind of walk around this truck. So for starters, this truck has the TRD Off Road Premium package. This is going to get you the Softex leather seats, also going to give you the heated and ventilated seats, a heated steering wheel, 14-inch Toyota audio multimedia interface with the JBL premium audio package and the JBL Flex speaker. It's also going to add the moonroof, the wireless phone charger, the dual zone automatic climate control, digital rear view mirror with HomeLink, as well as your integrated trailer brake controller and a power sliding rear window. So the other big package that this truck comes with is going to be the towing technology package, which includes a Toyota wireless camera system. This wireless camera system is going to be an actual wireless camera that comes from the factory, and this is an accessory that has to be installed by the factory, and it cannot be installed after the fact because it does have a completely different radio system with additional buttons on it, and it also has the additional antennas that are mounted to the roof. So if you notice on this truck, there are 3 shark fin antennas. Most Tacomas and Tundras are going to come with with one. The 2 additional ones that are added from the factory on this are communicating back and forth with this wireless camera system. So what we have here is a camera, a video camera. And as you can see, it's a Toyota genuine accessory. It does come with 2 antennas located here that you'll mount here, and then it'll come with mounting hardware and brackets to mount it to your trailer. And of course, it does have the ability to move around a little bit so you can get the correct angle, but you will be able to sync in with this camera, which will be mounted on the back of the trailer from the actual head unit center stack screen and the multimedia system. This does have a integrated battery that does need to be charged, but it does come with all the appropriate wiring pigtails so that if you wanted to mount it directly to your parking lights that are always going to be running and always putting power into the camera, then this camera will always have power going to it. And if for some reason the car is off, then it'll still have enough battery. The battery will be fully charged to still run it without even having the car on. But all that additional hardware is included with this camera system. And again, this is one thing that if you want this accessory, you will need to add it from the factory. So you want to get with your dealer prior to the truck actually getting on the lot. Okay, so one additional thing that you're going to have on these TRD packages with the premium packages is you'll notice to the left of the steering wheel, you're going to have 3 auxiliary switches. I think in a TRD Pro model, you may actually have 4. The advantage of having the pre-wired auxiliary switches from the factory is a couple things. One, it's already going to be pre-wired and fused to the fuse box. You have easy access to these switches no matter where you're putting your accessory in the vehicle. There is going to be 3 of these pigtails that would be included with this package of vehicle. And basically, you're just going to wire this to your accessory and this to your pigtail, and then you'll be able to switch it with this. The beauty of having factory switches is obviously it's going to last the length and the whole time that you own the vehicle for as long as the vehicle lives. Also, just cosmetically, illumination of the backlighting and all that stuff is going to be matching to all the other illuminations of all the other switches as well. But again, wired to the fuse, it's going to come with a nice little pigtail type A auxiliary switch guide, so you can see exactly the amps and all the additional information regarding matching your wires to your accessories. And really it's just wiring it up. There's going to be 3 connections for these pigtails. One of them is going to be underneath the hood, which we used on this build for the front light bar. We also used the other one that is down here on the driver's side left kick panel, We use that for the WEBoost cell phone booster, and then there's another one that's in the bed of the truck that you can access if you have an accessory in the rear of the vehicle. Okay, so moving on, we're going to talk about a couple other genuine Toyota accessories that are installed on this vehicle. These are actually installed at the port, so these were installed with the truck. And if your truck does not have these and you want them, they can all be added at the local dealership through the parts department. They can order it in and have it installed at the dealership. But the ones that we're going to mention right now are installed from the factory. So the first one I want to kind of highlight, and this is going to be a little bit harder to see on the camera, is the 3M paint protection film. You can see that it has a small line that goes up this first part of the fender, continues onto the roof, down this line, around the curve so it doesn't bubble, all the way up here. So the most prone areas to exposure to rocks and bugs are going to be protected. So this hood looks good for the length that you own the vehicle, all the way around and then back over this fender. So this film is absolutely removable in the event that it ever becomes a little bit gunked up or starts to yellow, which should not happen. But if it did, it could be pulled off and then you'd have a perfectly painted hood underneath of that. Okay, so this is the bed scene lighting accessory, and you'll notice that it has 2 additional lights on both the driver and passenger side. This is one of those accessories that, again, can be installed by the dealership. This is probably the most important one that you actually get standard from the factory. And the reason that I say that is because it's a lot less expensive. When a dealer installs something, there's going to be additional labor time charged to the vehicle because it takes somebody labor to install these. If you get it done at the factory or at the port, then there's no additional labor charges. So this right here is $599 as of the timing of this video to have this installed from the factory. If you had it installed at the dealer, that number would vary a little bit because they're going to have to add a few hours of labor, and each dealer has their own internal labor charges regarding that. But these lights, right now, they're actually just in auto mode. So if you unlock a door or open the tailgate, the lights are going to turn on. They're synced up to the in-bed lighting system. So this truck has a light on the inside of the bed on both sides, and then it has the 2 scene lights. If you wanted to have it on all the time, there is a little switch located right here to the left of the driver's steering wheel, and you can just press that into on mode, and then the lights will stay on. And if you wanted to have them stay off, for whatever reason, you can just press the button and then override them to be in off mode. But typically, you're just going to leave it in the auto mode. So moving on to the back, we have the ARV rear steel bumper. This bumper obviously is quite a bit more beefy than the plastic bumper that comes on the vehicle. The major benefit of this bumper, other than just being a little more solid and more durable, if you're going to take it in an off-road environment, is you're going to have increased ground clearance. As you can see, the bumper does kind of cut up high. Still has the same high lift jacks that you're going to get, whether it has the plastic rear bumper or not. So you still have that capability. This one also has the ARV recovery hooks added to both sides. They come in red color. They're also steel. This particular one came as a port installed option from the factory. It's about $1,650. These hooks are about $400. So all in all, you're looking at a little over $2,000 to have the hooks and the bumper. But these hooks don't come with the bumper. They are independent, separate accessories. They're both ARV. If you have a SR5 and you don't have the parking sensors, and you wanted to have this same ARV steel rear steel bumper, your local dealer can actually order this bumper without the factory parking sensor holes, and you could add this after the fact installation if you're already a 4th generation Tacoma owner. Okay, so a couple other accessories that we've added on this one, again, port installed on this, is the black badge overlay. So you're going to have the word Tacoma that's also going to be overlaid in black. That's a plastic cover that has a VHB tape and it sticks on, just clicks right on. It also comes with a front sombrero blackout emblem overlay, which we aren't going to use on this build because we replaced the front grille with a Trail Hunter grille. We'll talk about that in a moment. It also comes with the 4x4 badging overlay, and if you have an SR5 or a limited model, it's also going to have a blackout badge for that. But as this being an off-road, it's going to have the sticker on the bed, so it doesn't have it on the rear passenger door. It also has the black tailgate insert that has the word Tacoma, and it just sticks on there as well. They do make a couple of variations of this accessory. They make a gray one. I think there's like maybe even a red, white, and blue American flag one as well. And then coming around to the side here, we have the black chrome exhaust tip, which really finishes off the style of it. Okay, so this one has the factory port installed Sprayin Bed Liner. The advantage of the Sprayin Bed Liner is you're going to get quite a bit more traction and even more durability. All Tacoma beds are made out of a composite, so there's no metal. You're never going to have this rust out, whether you have the Sprayin Bed Liner or you don't. But if you do the polyurea coating bed liner from the factory, You're going to get ultra durability composite over the polyurea coating. Tailgate will be coated as well as the inside at the factory, and this is something that may be hard to see in this video, but we can overlay the word Tacoma listed on the back of the cab. That's going to be a telltale sign that it was factory installed Sprayin Bed Liner versus one that's done at like a Z-Bar or an aftermarket company, because the word Tacoma is applied with a piece of tape, and then it's sprayed over. So it's secured by the Sprayin Bed Liner from the factory. So if you see the word Tacoma, it's a factory Sprayin Bed Liner, and if you don't see it, then it's an aftermarket Sprayin Bed Liner. The next accessory that we're going to highlight on this truck is the integrated Toyota dash cam. Again, this can be installed at the dealer or from the port. This one is port installed, and it's listed on the actual Maroni label window sticker. This camera works in a couple different ways. One, it's just always recording. So if you're in a collision and you need to record any video capture that's in front of you, it's always going to record. Once the memory is completely full, then it'll just start over and keep recording over and over and over. It does record for 1 minute after the car is shut off, and if it detects any kind of unusual vibrations or jostles of the vehicle, if you get hit when you're not around the car, it will automatically turn on and record that. Also, there is an action button, a red action button, and so you can press this for anything over 1 second. We'll turn it on, and then you can start recording if you're on an adventure, maybe on an off-road trail, or you want to capture something that you can't get your phone out for. You can just press and hold that for 1 second. It turns on, and then to turn it off, it's the same thing. You press and hold it for another second, and it'll automatically pause that. To view the video, you're just going to pull out the SD card, put it into a laptop or an adapter to your phone, and download. So this truck is equipped with 2 additional protection skid plates. The first one is a front skid plate. It is a steel silver skid plate. We're located right underneath the engine. It does have the word or the letters TRD in red stamped to it. And then the second skid plate is the rear differential skid plate, obviously located right underneath of the rear differential. So we're looking at the front of the vehicle, and you may notice that it looks a little bit different, and that is because it has the Toyota Heritage lettering in the front as opposed to the Toyota Sombrero that it would come with normally. This grille it's not a Toyota genuine accessory, but it is a Toyota genuine part. This grille comes on a 4th generation Trailhunter Tacoma, so this is a little different than a TRD Pro grille. It looks the same, and it's actually the same mold, it's the same shape, everything's the same, except for it has a flat black finish as opposed to a glossy black finish, and also the lettering is bronze as opposed to silver. So the main advantage of having this grille is two advantages. One, it looks really cool because it has the Toyota Heritage lettering, but also you're going to get the ability to put a 20-inch light bar here. TRD Pro Trailhunter models will come with a light bar. In this particular scenario setup that we did here, we elected not to go with Toyota genuine OEM light bar. We wanted to have something that was a different color, and this one is amber. So this one actually is a dual function light bar, or has 2 colors. It has like a street marker light back glow that is amber, and it matches the parking lights. And then we also have a full on mode, which is switched with the auxiliary 1 pre-wired switch that we talked about earlier in the video, and that's going to turn on the full amber light bar. So this is made by Baja Designs. It's the S8 model, and it fits in absolutely perfectly to this grille without having additional bracketry or hardware needed. One additional thing about doing this modification to this truck, you will actually need to install a different front-facing camera. So if your truck has a 360-degree multi-terrain monitor system, you will need to actually order the TRD Pro / Trailhunter front camera and mount that. It will plug and play, so you don't need to do any kind of wire trickery and splicing like you would on a 4Runner, but this camera will actually come in calibrated completely 180-degree upside down. So a Toyota trained technician will have to recalibrate the camera in GTS Plus software. So that's something that although you could make this a DIY project, that's something that the dealer will have to do to flip that camera back in the software system. So the next accessory that we did on this truck is, again, this is not a Toyota genuine accessory, but it is a Toyota genuine part. Is on the Trailhunter models, like on the front grille, we wanted to add the air compressor. So this is made by NSV. Again, it's a Toyota genuine OEM part. Any dealer can get it from the catalog. And basically you're going to have 2 things. It does require installation. One cool thing about Tacomas is the power, and it is actually located right behind this, in between the actual composite bed and here. It's already pre-wired for this. So this doesn't require running a whole new wire to the battery and switching it or anything like that. All trucks, we're going to come with this little additional cubby. It's going to have a 12-volt power. with a couple USB ports, and then basically it's just a useless spot to kind of just cram some stuff. So we pulled that out, and we added in the actual NSV Trailhunter air compressor. There's two parts to it. One of them is obviously the display. The car has to be on, and the parking brake has to be turned on for this to actually function. But you actually can air up and air down digitally. You just hook the actual hose to the valve stem, dial in what PSI you want your tire to be at, press start. It'll inflate or deflate automatically, and it'll quick connect right here. The actual guts of the compressor are located right here. This does require actually cutting into the composite bed liner, but again, it's composite. It's not going to rust. We're not jeopardizing any kind of vulnerability or anything like that, because this truck is designed to have this in this exact same spot. Okay, so this air compressor also comes with this Toyota air compressor kit. It's a really cool bag. It's made out of a canvas material. It's got Toyota compressor kit embroidered on it. MOLLE panel compliant, so it's got the snaps in the right pattern here to snap it to any MOLLE panel inside or outside of the vehicle. Also has a nice carabiner hook if you just wanted to clip it on something. Inside the kit, it's going to come with a nice long retractable hose. It's going to quick fit to the actual compressor right there on the side. It's got a couple different rubber fittings. This one has a valve stem attachment right here as well. There's actually plenty of room in here for additional accessories if you want to use this bag for other things as well. It also comes with a tire repair kit and a couple patches, as well as some inflatable upgrades for, like Raph's bicycle equipment, sports ball inflation, and that is right here in the front of it. So one cool thing about this kit too, if you don't really have the best place to store it, there is a side on the passenger of the Tacoma in the bed that you can store it real easily right here underneath of the power inverter. So that just goes in right here. And there you go, a nice convenient place to store that. So moving on to the back of the truck, this is a associated accessory. So this is made by Real Truck. It's called the Retrax Pro XR. The Retrax Pro XR has a couple different variations. There's also an EQ, which looks the same, but it's powered. You can use a remote control to retract it. This is the manual version. It's extremely easy to use. First of all, it's all aluminum, so this is an extremely durable surface to set stuff on. Right now, it is locked. I'll go ahead and unlock it and show you how this opens. You just press this button right here, it'll flip up, and then you can just put it anywhere you want. One cool thing about this particular upgraded model, because they have a composite model and they have the aluminum model. This is the Pro, so this is the aluminum model. It comes with a T-channel right here, so if you wanted to add additional accessories, like you wanted to put like additional panels here to store a rooftop tent or a kayak or canoe or whatever accessories that you want to put outside the vehicle, you slide them in this T-channel and then you can brace it and install it there. So this does open up all the way, and you can actually stop it anywhere you want. So wherever you want it to stop, you'll just kind of lock it until it clicks, and you can lock it in that position. And then it has this nice little rubber cover on it, so if it's wintertime and it freezes, you're not going to get water and an ice cube stuck in here. So that'll click down. So now this is not going to go anywhere. And again, to open it, you just slide it or unslide it and then lock it. So this is a short bed. This is a 5-foot bed, 4th generation Tacoma. So obviously you only are working with about 60 inches. So when you have this accessory installed, it takes up 12 inches when it's in fully open mode. So you're working with 48 inches to use as a truck bed if you want to have something large back here. However, if you did want to actually use the full 5 feet of the bed, as long as it's under 13 inches from the bottom of the Retrax retractable reel to the bed, you still have your full 60 inches there. If it's higher than the 13 inches from the bottom of it to here, then you're only going to be working with the additional 48 inches from the back of the bed to this area right here. Okay, so now that we're inside the vehicle, we're going to show how we installed the WEBoost Drive Reach cell phone booster. Again, this is a Toyota associated accessory. So again, you can order this from your Toyota dealer and have it installed by a Toyota factory trained technician. We were kind of contemplating the best spot to put this, because this isn't really anything that ever needs to be seen. because the real guts and working of it are done through two antennas. There's an inside antenna and an outside antenna. We'll show that off in just a moment. But to have a good place to mount it that's out of the way, we took off the 3 clips that are get to the rear 12-volt battery behind the seat. And we found a nice open space right here behind the passenger side. And so this is adhered here through VHB tape, and it's also secured through zip tie as well. So this isn't going anywhere. We ran both antennas. One is the front antenna, and that is located up by the shift knob where your driver's side right knee would be. And then the other antenna is actually, we wanted to have a temporary. We didn't want to drill a hole through the roof, and we didn't want to have to run a massively long wire around the entire vehicle on the exterior. So what we decided to do, since this isn't something that is going to probably be needed on a day-to-day basis, is we actually ran the antenna outside the rear window. And so when you buy this WEBoost kit through the dealer, it's actually going to come with a nice little steel plate right here. This steel plate is actually included for the sole reason that the roof is made out of fiberglass or aluminum, then a magnet isn't going to stick to it. So we have this additional steel plate sticker that we decided to use for storage of the antenna. Since the roof on this car is steel, we don't need that sticker on the roof. So we're gonna store this antenna on the inside of the vehicle. Although this is the outside antenna, when we need that antenna, we're just gonna unloop the service loop, because we have the power running up behind this plastic panel. And then we're just gonna take off this little Velcro strip here, like that. And now we have additional service loop, so we're just gonna pull it off the magnet. We're gonna stick it on the outside of the roof up here. This is obviously plastic, but it'll stick anywhere that's located up here. So now when this is gonna be necessary, we have plenty of room, we have plenty of slack to put it anywhere we want it on the roof, up to about the middle range to the roof. But we'll probably just leave it right there for now. Put the additional wiring in here, and then the window can shut slightly, just to have a small crack, and then we have the additional cell phone range. When you're done with it, we're just gonna put it back inside the vehicle. And we're gonna put it back on the magnetic sticker, steel sticker. And then we're gonna loop our our additional service loop wire here back into the Velcro zip tie. Like that. And then we're just going to stick it right there on that little factory clip. It's nice and tucked out of the way. And again, this setup, this WEBoost is controlled or is powered on by the auxiliary 2 switch. So we're going to go over a couple other Toyota associated accessories. For starters, this is an ARV Cargo Gear Tote. This is going to be really just a nice heavy duty container, clear lid so you can see what's inside of it, high quality YKK zippers to open it up. Even if you have gloves on, it has a nice loop here that you can stick your finger through it, as opposed to trying to pinch that if it's cold or if you're dirty. Again, this nice clear thick plastic so you can see through it, but it's not going to rip at the same time. It has a nice thick bottom piece here that does fold, so if you wanted to compress this into a nice small area to do when it's not in use, you can do that. I've got it expanded here, and you can adjust these dividers through Velcro on the top and the bottom any way that you want to. So it comes with 2 of them. Included here, I've got a worn Epic shackle. That again, all this stuff is Toyota associated accessories that you can order at your Toyota dealership. ARB, this is a tire deflator, easy tire deflator. This actually will let you deflate your cars a lot easier and simpler than actually getting your air compressor kit out, hooking the hose up, putting it on there, digitally setting it, and deflating. This, you can actually just manually pull this out, screw it to the valve stem, pull the valve stem physically out of it, and then it'll deflate almost instantly. It's very, very fast, and it tells you where you're at on the meter. So we're going to go ahead and include this as well as another ARB Toyota associated accessory. And it comes with its own little nice bag here as well. And then also we have the ARV inflator, digital tire inflator. Stick that on the valve stem again. You can press that and then hook that to your compressor. You don't necessarily, this would be, this accessory is pretty cool just really, even just for checking the tire pressure. But again, this one has that automatically through the NSV Trail Hunter one that we've added to it. So we've included all this in the truck for the next owner. And then we've also added a Pelican Cooler. The cool thing about this is Toyota is associated with the Pelican. So any size cooler that you want, well, you can include it with the vehicle. Just add it to the price of the vehicle at the dealership. It's no more than it is online, and there's no delivery fee. Shipping is included, so you can have it sent to the dealer, include it with the vehicle. It comes with in various sizes. This one right here is a 14 quart or 13 liter. I love that it has a nice little basket here, so if you have sandwiches and then the ice melts, you're not going to have a soggy sandwich. So it comes with that. Also a place to clip some small items. But Pelican makes extremely durable coolers. You can even lock it if you want to keep the bears out. And then also we're including a ARV recovery kit. Toyota sells several recovery kits from either ARV or Factor 55. Both of them are top brands. They're both probably just as good as one another, more of just of what has the components that you're looking for your needs. We went with this one because we're using all sorts of ARV products on this vehicle, so we wanted to just kind of keep it with it. But this one comes with multiple recovery straps, tree saver. Also comes with additional recovery gear, including some shackles here, a snatch lock here that's already in the box still. It's kind of tight. But we have all sorts of different compartments on this kit that are not being used right now, so you can actually add additional recovery gear if you want to add some soft shackles or whatever. This kit has the ability to have more stuff crammed into it. And also, if you do expand it out with additional stuff and make it nice and big, these straps right here are adjustable. As you can see right here, you can kind of adjust those out and make them a little bigger. But all in all, when you have a recovery kit, you just really want to have something that's going to be in a nice spot that's going to hold up, because everything's very, very heavy. So as you can see, everything's on here is covered in multiple layers of canvas, double stitched, and it's just designed for being used. So this is also included with the truck as well. And we also added a first aid kit. This is not an associated accessory. This is actually a Toyota genuine accessory. So this is a Toyota emergency kit. You can get these at your local dealer. They would have them in stock in the parts department. But this comes with a set of jumper cables. Also comes with a poncho, some gloves, microfibers, bungee straps, reflective tape, all sorts of stuff that can be handy to have in your car during an emergency. So all this is included with the price of the vehicle as well. Last but not least, we also have Factor 55 Hitch Link 2.0. This is the third recovery point on the rear of this vehicle. So this it's a 2-inch, so it slides in the recovery in the hitch spot. And then it just attaches with the factory pin that's included with the vehicle. It's got two different spots. Here's the one that's closest to the vehicle. Also has another one right here that will stick out a little more. And you put your cotter pin on and you're good right there. But you have this recovery point as well as the ARV recovery hooks that are included as a port installed option on this vehicle as well. So one additional cosmetic and practical upgrade that we did on this truck is we tinted the windows. The rear windows are all automatically going to come tinted at 20% from the factory, and the PPG glass automatically through it's not a film, it's actually inside the glass. The front windows, however, only come in an 85% tint. So to have it as close to match as possible within the film that we sell, which is Expel, is we went ahead and added a 30% ceramic in the front too, and then we added an 80% in the rear. So the rear is a ceramic tint that's very light, 80% is almost nothing. But the nice thing is it's going to get you that ceramic layer so that the vehicle is going to hold the heat out of it more so than a non-ceramic window tint. And again, on the front, being at the 70%, at the 30% window tint on the front, it's almost an exact perfect match. Basically, we're just reversing what Expel has versus the factory does with adding that additional ceramic layer. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully this provided a little bit of insight on what you can do from the factory, from the port, or from the dealer with Toyota genuine parts or with Toyota associated accessories. If If you guys like the video, please hit thumbs up, share, and subscribe to the channel for future Tacoma content. And if you're interested in buying any of these parts for your Tacoma, please visit parts.edmartintoyota.com.